Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Soulight Hypnotherapy. My name is Kirsten and I have another reading about the whole Trump saga. This is in regards to the new book, Fire and Fury. I'm not sure how informative this reading is going to be. I've been working on it since this morning, but I feel like it's not giving me anything new that we don't already know. Oh, my lighting just went down. That we don't already know. So anyway, but I'll just go ahead and do the reading anyway. Maybe it'll supply someone with some new information. But my questions for the reading was as follows. I wrote them down. Hold on. Okay, so what happened between Bannon and Trump to cause this new drama? Why did Bannon agree to cooperate with the book Fire and Fury that is so defamatory towards Trump? And was Bannon in any way instrumental in the timing or the release of the book? And how will this book affect Trump's presidency and investigation overall? I feel like everything gets answered except for the last question. I may have to do another reading to look into the last question, which is how will this book affect Trump's presidency and investigation overall, or maybe you guys will see the answer in the reading and I can't see it. So, because the last part of the reading is a little difficult for me to understand. These readings work on the associations and the understandings of the reader who is doing it. So I don't know all of the players. I'm not that savvy with exactly who's who. Just the main players. So it can only work with who I know. If I don't know who it is, then it gets really choppy. So just to explain that to you guys going forward. So as a framework, as usual, Sibyllas have given me a good framework, and it's stuff that we already know, so I'm going to try to do this quickly. So the theme of the reading, we've got the Two of Pentacles reversed. We've got the Knight of Wands, and in this depiction is 3 people. Turn it upright for you guys to see the cards. Two of Pentacles. See, there's someone who's walking by an open windows for people to see, but he's concealing himself, right, with this chair. So he can look in, but others can't see this person. And then there's someone pointing in to direct the buggy to go this way. They're going the wrong way. The man and the driver, but both of these cards are reversed. Okay, and sorry about the lighting, guys. Hopefully you can see. And then we've got Sibylla the dog, but it's reversed. So all 3 in the theme of the reading are reversed. So let's read what these cards mean. Two of Pentacles talks about having too many responsibilities or interests that cause unbalance or imbalance, and this could be referring to Trump. Dropping the ball on a situation, discordant or confusing energies, someone having a difficult time or being in trouble, making poor or bad decisions. So that's just in a nutshell what the card can mean. Knight of Wands talks about a situation that's unpredictable, that's inconsistent, an energy like that or a person like that. Someone who is in and out, non-committal, and or it could be talking about the energy of anxiety or irritability, as well as putting the brakes on something. So if I read these together, then I feel like there was a decision, and I'm reading from Bannon's perspective. There was a decision to drop someone or something, and I assume that's Trump or it's the book, due to a struggle to manage to keep up with the game or the deal. This lighting is really bad. Anyway, I think Trump was failing to do something for Bannon or to help him achieve his agenda, and or talks about money dealings here are being mismanaged, and not kept under wraps as well. and it is in danger of, everything is in danger of crashing down. I feel like Bannon feels like he's been juggling or managing Trump, and he doesn't want to do it anymore. So he's decided to drop him because Trump isn't coming through. I believe that he decided to do this out of desperation or anger. He's putting the brakes on. He feels he can put the brakes on this president or this presidency. The dog here reverse talks about being a deserter, someone who's a deserter, someone who used to be loyal and now they're a deserter of the camp. Okay. And someone who's not to be trusted. And this is someone who undermines. So Bannon wants to undermine the power and the influence of Trump, and as well as of two people, and I believe that to be Jared and Ivanka. He has an axe to grind. He definitely wants to undermine Trump, and he has other agendas of his own besides the one Trump is on, and he feels impatient to get them underway. He feels Trump has let him down in some way, and thus the reason for his treachery towards him. So the book calls it all out. It calls out all the gossip, all the slander, who's out for what, who did what to who, and all the shady business transactions in the White House. And it will point out that there's no one around Trump that he can trust. And it could also be speaking to Bannon also wanting to sow seeds of distrust between Trump and his children. I feel like some stuff in the book has been used, is true, and some stuff in the book has been used to deliberately mislead or undermine three people. Okay, so that's the theme of the reading. That's what I discerned earlier today. I'm just going to go with it, not fight it anymore. Well, you know, it is what it is. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. With the Nine of Wands, the Three of Cups, and the Grand Signore, this is my President card. And it's next to the White House card here. So I'm not going to lay all the cards out. I'm just going to hold them up real quick. I want to do this kind of quickly. So Nine of Wands talks about letting down one's guard or defenses, giving up, giving in, capitulation, submission. Three of Wands talks about a union, an agreement, a coming together, a meeting. So I feel like there was some sort of meeting about this president, or about Trump, some sort of agreement for someone to let their guard down, to let him in, to give this guy a chance. Don't fight him, let's join with him, and let's make him president. I feel like that was the issue, that was the desire. But now with the Emperor here, Emperor reversed, you guys can see that. Sorry I'm going through this so quickly, but it's late, and I have to go to the hospital tomorrow and see my dad, and I don't have time to waste on this reading anymore. This is the Ten of Wands in this deck, the 12 Chairs Tarot, and the White House, and all of these cards are upside down. So I feel like this is, it looks like Bannon. I feel like this is Bannon, the Emperor reverse. So I feel like Bannon has a strategy, or he feels like this is actually someone with a strategy, but it's a bad strategy, or this is someone with who's very powerful, but their power is based on wrong understanding, a bad foundation, bad views, bad choices, bad ideas, you know, an ideology that is you know, fundamentally wrong. And so I feel like next to this Grand Signore card, the Emperor is saying that Bannon feels like Trump's strategy is bad. It's not working. There's something he's not getting or understanding. Trump is not getting or understanding about the plan. The plan. And there's something that Trump isn't doing that he agreed to do. He agreed to do. You know, there's some sort of agreement here. He's refusing to give in or to yield to Bannon's plan. And so Bannon, in his own ruthless way, intended for this book to be released. I believe this is the release of the book. And this is a keen strategist. It's an evil, diabolical strategist, but a strategist nonetheless, as someone with a far-reaching mind. That's Bannon. And I believe that Bannon, in his own ruthless way, intended for this book to be released around the time when there was talk about releasing Bannon from the White House himself. I think that's when it was originally put into action. I feel like I said before, Bannon's a keen strategist, and he sees far off in the future. I feel like he saw a while ago, around this time when there was talk about him leaving the White House, that Trump was not going to be able to fulfill, that he was going to drop the ball and he was going to fail and not be able to fulfill the agenda. So I think that Bannon put his plan B into action, which was this book. Releasing all the information on the crazy in the White House. CASA, remember this is our White House card. The first card that fell out in my very first Trump reading, it fell out like this. And when this card falls out upside down, instead of it being a warm, inviting, protective place, it becomes a cold, harmful place where people feel stifled and uncared for. And it also can represent a lunatic asylum that is run by the crazies. So Bannon is revealing that. He's releasing all the crazy in the White House. That's his plan B. And he's sharing it with us all. The CASA also talks about, like I said, a place that's foreboding and stifling, that quashes the querent, which would be Trump, quashes their freedom and their true expression. So Bannon feels like Trump can't handle the job, can't handle it. And he's impatient with the Knight of Wands. He's impatient for Trump's impeachment. That's what I believe. He's impatient for Trump's impeachment. What this book is going to reveal is going to be how hostile the White House environment is, all the infighting, the family deceit, and affairs within the family, a lot of intimate details about marriages. It will also reveal how very unsafe and unprotected we are as a country, as a nation, because of all the buffoons that are running it, running the White House, at times like a police station that is completely disorganized. So this is disorder. And there's so many secrets in this White House. If you look closely, you can see in here, but these windows are, excuse my finger, I slammed it in the car door and the nail wants to come off. So anyway, the blinds are closed here, so there's a lot of secrets in this White House. Shady business transactions and meetings. So again, I'm just going through this really quick, guys. And you can interpret the cards how you like. Okay? I'm just going to tell you what the cards mean. So, here we have the Seven of Swords. This guy is trying to get away with something. We have the Four of Cups. And I love this card in this deck because this guy painted this art probably commissioned by this guy, and he's looking at it going, what the, what the, he doesn't want it again. It's like something that he can't get into, or he's not interested in, like a deal or an offering, and then we have the lover who's singing at this window. He's trying to seduce someone. He's trying to sweet talk someone. And we don't know if his intentions are good or bad. We just know that he's got a lot of emotion and passion, and he wants it fulfilled. So I believe the lover is Wolf, the author of the book Fire and Fury. He sung a sweet tune to everyone at the White House, or to the president. He sung a sweet tune, and he got in. And I don't believe that Trump and others were quite aware that he was going to paint such a horrible picture of them. In the writing of this book, that they didn't understand. They feel betrayed. They weren't aware that he was going to portray them in the ugly manner that he did. So they're ready to call it lies. They're ready to call it an invasion of privacy. They feel they were misled, misdirected, or misrepresented by this book. Okay, so now we get to the next row. We have the Seven of Pentacles reversed. So she's watering this tree, waiting for it to develop and to grow. It takes time, and it takes effort on her part to see this true to maturity. Here it's reversed, so there's like a loss of patience and not putting time and effort into growing or developing something, maybe because it's not yielding any results, which I told you before is something that Trump failed to do, something Trump failed to deliver, I believe, to Bannon or to the powers that be that put him into power. So, and then we have the Seven of Cups reversed. So this talks about coming to reality. And, when it's upright, it's about having a lot of options and desires and dreams that one wants fulfilled, but it's still in the dreamy state. It hasn't been brought into fruition. And here it talks about coming to reality and not having a lot of options anymore, or it could be talking about making one of these, picking one of these cups and choosing to bring it into reality, into fruition. So a choice that was made, a decision that was made, but it turned out to be a bad investment. It's not yielding any results. This is also a card, when it's reversed, could be talking about dementia, could be talking about just really a lost sight of reality. Delusions, not looking at things in any kind of practical way, and just making a lot of shit up. So, trying to put these cards together and figure out what it's saying with Doctore as its clarifier. I feel like I said before, I feel like there's a loss of patience with this president. He hasn't failed to deliver a situation. There was some sort of meeting that convinced a powerful person that Trump was a good guy, Gran Signore, and that he could help bring dreams and plans into fruition here with Seven of Cups reversed. That he was the guy who had the power and the influence to do it with Doctore. this doctori also stands for, could also stand for a literal doctor, could also stand for a lawyer, and so I feel like if we talk about this as a lawyer, this is Trump's lawyer, the president's lawyer, with the Ace of Swords here, this razor with the blood on it, and the Eight of Pentacles. I believe that Trump's lawyer wants to bring an end to this work, an end to, sorry, this is upright, an end to this book, I guess. But it's too late, you know, the leak is already in, the damage is done. So lawyers are going to try to stop it. This is like taking legal action with the Ace of Swords. Doctor could also be standing for, doctori could also be standing for evaluation of Trump's health here, right? This is an evaluation. To me, this is really somebody's already evaluated. Someone's already been evaluated. And the evaluation ain't good. So I guess we know that there's going to be some sort of medical exam. I think that the evaluation is not good. I don't know, I don't believe that this White House will make us aware of the true evaluation of Trump's mental state, but it's pretty much already known or understood. He's been diagnosed by others, I guess, that this shows a diagnosis of dementia. Okay. So, I don't believe that his doctor will release that. I don't believe that his doctor will say that. I don't believe this White House will cop to that. But I feel like this is maybe what we all feel, or maybe this is what Bannon feels is the case. That Trump is not lucid. Now, another thing that doctori stands for could be someone who helps, who can get someone out of a sticky situation. So I feel like he's here to hold on, as a plan or a strategy of Bannon to help him get out of a sticky situation associated with Trump. So that would be why this book has come out, is to help him get out of a sticky situation or an association with Trump. He wants to sort of separate himself from the sticky situation that's going on in the White House. So, and I believe that this is a medical examination that's going to be coming up, but there's a pre-diagnosis, let's put it like that, a pre-diagnosis of Trump's unfitness. I don't believe that the doctor will give that diagnosis to us, or the White House will give us that diagnosis, but it's like we've already concluded that. Okay, that's what I think the cards there are saying. All right, and like I said before with the Ace of Swords, I feel like this means the beginning of the end. The beginning of the end here is cutting something out, wanting to cut something out. So since we're reading from Bannon's point of view, I do see this as being like a cease and desist from, sorry, you guys can't see. I do see this as a cease and desist from Trump's lawyer about this book, but I also see this as a plan to end Trump's job. I feel like I said before, Bannon put this plan into action when there was first talk of him leaving the White House. And I believe Ivanka and Jared were probably instrumental in that. So this is about revenge for his loss. He's going to get Trump back and cut his job. He wants to sever Trump from his job. And I also believe that this Ace of Swords represents a legal decree or a legal declaration of some kind of lawsuit, maybe, to end Wolf's work. This is his very detailed book that blows the roof off. It blows the roof off the joint of the White House. So, okay. With Speranza here, reverse, this card talks about hope. So when it's upright, it's hope. It's also powerful spiritual scripture. Reverse, it's a lack of hope, and it's negative spiritual scripture. I'm just telling you guys what the cards mean. You can work it out for yourself. I'm not going to get into anything too deep tonight. But so this card says there's no hope. I feel like Bannon feels like there's no more hope for this president. He wants to cut him off, cut off his job, I guess. And I also feel like this card is saying there's no hope that Trump's lawyer will be able to stop the book. There's no hope. That, you know, like I said, the leak's already in the house. The damage is done. This card also talks about falling out of love between Bannon and Trump. They fell out of love with each other, or Bannon fell out of love with Trump. And a return of a favor. So that's where I see the revenge here. This is a clarifier for these cards, okay? So that's why I kind of repeat myself, because I'm trying to figure out what these cards are saying based on this card. And so after I read this card, I'm basically just repeating it again. So, so in my first Trump reading, or my last Trump reading back in January, my last Trump reading for January, the very last one that I did, there's two that have January in the title, but the very last one that I did, the latest one, said that someone was ruthlessly planning an elaborate revenge, and I said that it would drop within 48 hours to 2 weeks of January, the beginning of January. So I guess it's Bannon's. I guess it's this Wolf book and this Bannon collaboration on this book. So I think that's what that was that I saw in that last reading. So it also showed up in the reading prior to that, the update from November to the end of the year. At the very end, it showed a big scandal coming out, and I believe that that's this book now. Now that it's come out, I believe it's this book. So I'll have to look back at that reading and listen to it again completely, how it ends, because I can't remember. I feel like Bannon holds Ivanka, especially Ivanka, responsible for his being cut out of the White House, and he wants to get revenge on them as well, and he wants to, in a sense, also clear the way, clear the path, so that he can, I believe, make a run for the presidency himself. And I keep seeing divorce, separation, infidelity. That may be what the book may reveal, some stuff like that. This card also talks about divorce, separation. Could be between Bannon and Trump. Remember, the question was what happened? What happened? Well, I just think Bannon sees Trump as a shipwreck, and he's hopeless. Basically, he sees Trump as hopeless, a shipwreck, and that. So I think Bannon wants to do whatever he can do to shift the situation to go in his favor, and to cut away his association with Trump, so that he can, I believe, with this center card, these center cards. So it's the core of the reading. Sorry, I'm not my organized self. It's really dark in here, and like I said, I've got a lot on my mind with my dad. But this is the star in the 12 Taurus Tarot. The star is about inspiration and hope and optimism about the future, and it's about searching for a divine path or divine guidance, or for one's purpose. So he's searching this chair for a clue, or he's searching this chair for, and then we have the Chariot here, which, I like to call the seat of power. Whoever's running the country has this power, has this chariot. And I believe that this is the aspiration of Bannon, is to run for president. Or to run someone stronger to fulfill his agenda. He has this, like I said, this ideology that he wants fulfilled, and Trump, whom he thought was the man, whom he backed, is not the man. So he wants to clear the way, and I believe cut Trump's job, sever him from the White House, so that and disassociate himself with him, and take his base with him, right? Disassociate Trump from, Bannon believes, his base. So yeah, I think that's the core reason for this book, this release. All right. Now with the Messenger reverse, this upright talks about imminent arrival of some news. So there's some sort of delay in some news here. It's going to arrive soon, but it's kind of delayed or pushed back. Maybe that's what they're trying to do, to push back the release of this book. But it shows that it will arrive. I don't believe that it will be prevented from getting released, because the Chariot is here. That's a victory card. And I also have to say, the Chariot here points out the sheer determination and willpower of Bannon to run again for president, or to run someone again for president. This is not over for him. He's got his plan in action. He wants to be in control, and whether it be in front of the scene or behind the scene, and he is very determined to fulfill that purpose. Okay, he sees it as already fulfilled, and so we must be diligent in preventing that from happening, because this is extremely powerful energy here. Okay, so if we don't prevent this, it could definitely happen. And remember, I said in my if those of you who watch my readings, I believe I said in the November through the end of the year update on Trump, that we would get rid of one devil, but the train was still on the track, and another devil would replace him. So we have to be mindful of that. So with the Messenger here reversed, like I said, I believe that they'll try to delay the release of the book, but it won't be delayed. Now, I lay this in the morning, and it's 10:36 now, and so I watched the news, and so I saw that there was a cease and desist but that the book is actually going to be released early. So, I mean, that corroborates my original assessment of this card, that they're not able to cease the book from being published. So this must talk about something else being delayed. I feel like there's some sort of news. Maybe this is Bannon speaking to the press. Maybe he's waiting for the right time, because the card next to it, we have the Wheel of Fortune, which to me is always a time card, and then we have the Page of Swords here, which is someone who's talking to the press. So I feel like he's putting off talking to the press, but I feel like he's going to grant an exclusive interview soon. He may be waiting to see how things pan out. I'll come back to this, because below the Messenger we have this Two of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, and this Sospiri. And I believe these cards are talking about someone wanting to return. Now, if I were to read this as a Celtic cross, this would be in the position of others, the external, what's coming towards him. And so someone wants to return and work things out. You know, maybe they want to try and work things out. This is some sort of a gamble or risk that Bannon is taking, a chance that he's taking by playing this plan B. But I feel like someone wants to work things out, get back to the good old days. I also feel like this talks about his ideological agenda to go back to the good old days, you know, in quotes. We all know what that means. Ain't gonna happen. So, I think maybe Trump wants to try and work things out with Bannon. Or vice versa, I'm not sure. So Spirit talks about fear of the future. She talks about uncertainty about one's fate, mainly due to precarious present conditions. So I feel like Bannon definitely... Sorry, I'm so sorry about the arrangement of my cards, guys. Maybe I'll re-record this. But I feel like I need to just get it up. Okay, so I feel like this is a gamble that that Bannon is taking. He knows it's a risk, but he feels like the situation at present has become dire. He believes that Trump is going down. And in order to save himself and to save his desire, his aspiration to run for president or to run someone else, he wants to disassociate him. So he feels a fear of the future because of precarious present circumstances. And he's kind of being unrealistic right now, too. He's just as demented as Trump is. He sees that this ship has sailed. Once again, this shipwreck here. He thinks that Trump is hopeless shipwreck and the ship has sailed. And so that opportunity is over. And it's kind of like beating a dead horse. It's answered that question a million times. He just doesn't have faith in Trump anymore. And he has faith in himself, though. And so the next card here... Hey! Sorry about that, guys. Trying to keep the extraneous noise out of the reading, but it is what it is. This also talks about foreign relations, foreign investments, and that they need more time to bear fruit. And that may be part of why someone wants to work something out. And I'm just going to leave it at that. You guys can piece that together however you want. In the near future, like I said, I believe there's going to be some sort of an exclusive interview Bannon's going to have. It's going to be shocking. If you guys want to look at this card here, it's going to be shocking. See how she's so shocked. Something he's going to say is going to shock people. And I think what he's going to say is that he's separating from Trump. He no longer supports Trump. With this reunion card here reversed. I feel like Bannon feels like it's his fate or his destiny to steer the country. He feels like it's his fate or it's his destiny to steer the country towards some sort of massive revolution. And this also talks about a timed release. So he was aware of the book. He was fully aware of the book. It was done purposely. It's been a plan all along. This guy's a master planner. He's an evil, diabolical planner, but he isn't a master planner. Okay, so that's just an answer to the question. This could also just be talking about when this book comes out, it's going to be so shocking. And it might reveal some intimate details of Trump, affairs, Ivanka, Jared. It's going to be very shocking what's in this book. More so than we've already heard. So take notes. Take copious notes. I feel also, just intuitively, that I have to look into it. I have to ask the question, as I don't want to accuse anyone of anything. I don't know who Wolf is, but I feel like Bannon somehow instigated this, his way in. Like Bannon knew what he was doing and cooperated with him in what he added to the book. And so is Bannon getting any money from this book? Because maybe money from this book is going to help run his presidency bid or whoever he wants to back. I don't know. I have to look into that. But I'm concerned about that. Because like I said, he's very, very determined with these cards here to fulfill his destiny. I'm going to have to redo this because I'm better than this. I think I'm better than this. So I think he's going to give this exclusive interview soon. I think it's going to reveal some shocking details. And officially separate him from Trump. There's also could be representing the news about some woman, and you see all this stuff has already been released, and I laid this morning, so that's where I'm saying, like, do I even bother to put this up? It's already come true. But you know I'll just put it up for your guys' interest. I'm not really putting it up as predictive because, like I said, it's already... Sometimes Sibyllas do that. They just kind of tell you a story you already know. They're called the chatty cards for that reason. So this is an example of that. But there's could be the entrance of an air sign person coming in the near future, and that might be this woman here, even though this is a water sign, which stumped me. I did look into who. I'm jumping the gun. I'll come back. This is the emotions of Bannon. His emotions. Let me go back here. I'm sorry, guys. I'm jumping around. So I feel like I talked about the interview. I think it's going to be very shocking. And maybe the entrance of an air sign person. It could be this woman here. Let's just say a woman with dark hair. Who cares about her sign? Even though I have learned that the Mercer wife is a Gemini, which would be an air sign. Why she's depicted here by a water sign, I would have to say would be for spiritual reasons, which I'm not going to get into. So, and then again, it could be a totally different person that I'm not aware of. With the lover here next to her, it could be someone new that we don't know about. So, so this could be a separation between Bannon and this woman. I don't know if Bannon is married or if he has a relationship or if this is just his relationship with Mercer because of the money. But there's some sort of separation here due to bitter disagreement or failure to compromise. That's what this card means. So I just wanted to call that out because I keep forgetting to say it. But at the end of the day, stubbornness prevents a collaboration, prevents a reunion, okay, prevents being able to work things out. So I guess once Plan B has been put into action, it's too late to change. There might be some remorse on Bannon's part when he realizes maybe he jumped the gun a little, maybe it's a little bit too impulsive to put the brakes on. But the train is on the track, so it's like, what can you do? So I do see there's some remorse about the separation. You know, loss of money, loss of something here. We got the Ten of Swords. You know. Sorry, there's talking in the background, so I'm not sure. I'm kind of losing my train of thought. This card also talks about a legal summons coming soon in the near future. A legal summons coming towards Bannon. Alright, that could be the lawsuit, the defamation lawsuit. And it could also be a summons by... could be a summons coming to Wolf and to Bannon about from Mueller regarding allegations in this book and, you know, foreign connections. Okay. In his emotions, we've got the Magician reversed, we've got the Eight of Cups reversed, and we've got the La Alegria card. These are a little confusing to define. I know that Bannon feels like emotionally he's lost confidence, that he can manifest his agenda with Trump, and it said that a million times, and he's lost confidence in the party, and yet he doesn't want to walk away. He can't walk away. He's invested too much. So there's an inability for him to completely separate himself, even though there's an official decree of separation. I'm kind of confused here. And this talks about, you know, people who back you but talk behind your back. So I wanted to ask, is Bannon going to lose the support of his base? And I got 9 of Wands reversed. And in this card, it's someone who who's able to strategize what's coming ahead, what's coming in front of him, and he's able to make right moves to avoid, you know, to avoid losing. But here, he's kind of like defeated already. He's defeated, or he has to capitulate to, he has to submit to defeat. And then there's some woman here. This is the Queen of Swords. She blows an order, and he has to submit to defeat. This is my Scoundrel card. And basically this card talks about traps that have been laid, trickery, and getting something for nothing. So in a nutshell, I feel like, will Bannon be able to keep his base? Somehow some woman is involved, and she's laid her trap. She's used, basically this is someone who's laid their trap and has used you. They don't pay for what they took. They steal from you. So he feels like he gets took in the end by some woman. And it must be the Mercer lady. I didn't know she had that kind of power over Bannon. And that's why I'm confused. I don't know if I'm saying the right thing or not. Maybe I haven't. Maybe I don't have the characters right. I just see, like, there's defeat. There's submit to defeat. There's a powerful order to cut someone out, and someone doesn't get what they signed up for. They don't get any kind of payment. They get took. They get conned. They get used. And that's how Bannon will be feeling. So it's the best way I can explain it. The outcome card we got for this reading is I got the Queen of Cups, which is a spiritual woman. To clarify that, we got the Peacock reversed, which is the devil. It is one of its meanings is the devil. One of its meanings is Satan. Another meaning of this card is someone who is extremely elitist, someone who is very vain, superficial, has a lot of money, a lot of power. Now, this could be talking about Trump. This could be talking about this woman. And this woman, this powerful spiritual woman, brings an end to the king. I don't know if the king is Bannon or if the king is Trump, but she brings an end. She brings the ending. It's over. And she sends invisible forces to do her bidding with the military card reversed. This is also an espionage card, a Secret Service, and I did find out today that they ended his Secret Service protection. So, and you can also say that this is some sort of an order to cut someone off, some sort of order to bring someone down, to humble someone, and to bring about their end. Okay, so that's the reading, guys. I hope you got something out of it. I'm sorry that it's not very predictive. I just went ahead and followed through with it because I took the time to puzzle it out. So I might as well put it up, even though I don't feel it revealed anything new other than the fact that this guy does want to run for president. I feel like he's going to, you know, try to find a way to do that, even if the Mercers don't back him anymore. And it's important for us to remain vigilant, not to let that happen. So, all right. Thank you, guys. Blessings.